worthy combos tonight. Very quickly. Oh, bars went as bars tonight? No anything is possible?
No drugs, the story.
It just wasn't tonight. But
all right.
Game 1 on Battlefield. Why do people let Nixie at Battlefield? Not only is it a strong stage for Falcon, but this is a very particular comfort pick for Nixie.
I mean, so the reason why is because, I mean, if you were to look at it from a, like Lucario will survive more on this stage. You know, he'll die at 80 instead of 70. So
now, that argument works nicely when you're accounting for the side and ceiling blast zones. Killing off the bottom, though, even with like a high aura recovery extreme speed, that's not really going to do you too much when the boots go in.
What?
You. But
what?
Really questionable DI, and that looked like late hit of up smash.
That, I mean, he air dodged into that. A little bit of a something happened there. And we're moving on, though. Nixie not really letting it phase him. He pancakes too low for up air to work.
Curious.
Interesting. So that's the that's why that recovery is actually really good, and the back air should seal it. And despite the incredibly early kill, actually, from HelpR's Lucario, Nixie evened it up really quickly. What are Lucario's edge guarding options on Falcon?
Unfortunately, not many. He's going to have to try and chase with his forward air. Back air is going to have to be timed incredibly well, but can get beaten out by Falcon's own. Nair exists, and then, of course, there's charging Aura Sphere at the ledge. But it's not that big of a list, and the options aren't that grand, in all honesty.
Yeah, Nixie has just been giving HelpR no room to breathe. Just been all over him, but finally overextends a little bit, and HelpR gets
that was
this
cute
big combo. Wow.
And he manages to end it off with a nice back air. Or back air. Back air. It was a nice back air.
Oh, goes for that down smash streak. That's a really far ledge roll. I did not actually know that Lucario rolled that far on ledge. Neat.
He's got to tuck and roll. He's got to get going.
The jab just to interrupt him a little bit. One nice thing about Lucario is that because his up B has all this startup on it, he usually won't. Oh.
When you get deleted.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, really, that was actually really good from HelpR. Just knowing, just snipes him out, finds that side B, and the force palm grab.
The fact that force palm's command grab managed to achieve that. I mean, they were both at 100 plus, and Aura Rage is the thing. But really, also really, but like a different really. We're going to be seeing the Diddy switch
because he took him to FD. He forgot. Yeah, that's one of the real dangerous things about these players that have 4 characters under their belt is you might have the stage counterpick for one, but before you know, you might end up taking a Sonic to FD.
Gotta be careful about that, but at least HelpR's got the options to stay alive. He's got his Diddy Kong locked and loaded for Final Destination, and it's looking very strong here in Game 2 immediately with some nice damage out on Nixie, but...
Oh, but Nixie is so quick to retaliate. Yeah, so Diddy Kong actually has a similar, poses kind of a similar problem that Pikachu does for Falcon, which is he's just very tiny. We've seen a couple times where he tries to go for that landing up air and it just doesn't connect.
Yeah, right now we see Nixie having no issue connecting hits. In fact, he's just been able to keep on par with the damage throughout the set. And Banana's sort of been a non-issue. HelpR not really being able to utilize it to his advantage, and Nixie not really caring about its presence on stage. That being said, HelpR is doing a fine job of keeping Nixie towards the edges of the stage instead of giving him enough room to maneuver himself.
Oh, he actually get the read on that air dodge, but Falcon falls out of it, and Nixie manages to punish with the back air, completely turning around the situation. All right. Interesting. HelpR managing to make it back to get some stage control, but Nixie throwing him off once again. That was really slick, actually, to get that banana in his hand, but that will not be enough.
You say.
Yeah, and so now, what are you doing?
If he did it, though, if he made it happen, the dream would have been alive and well. But no rocket barrels.
Oh, he was a little bit too high. The footstool animation ended before he hit the ground, which meant that he didn't actually go into the untechable Pratt animation. And once again, he is off stage. Will Falcon be able to close this out?
Not yet, but HelpR looking to see if he can at least try and take things out with this stock. Tries to fish downwards, and back air is going to clean it up with 91% under HelpR. He's going to have to play a bit evasively and just sort of blow up Nixie if he can help it.
Yeah, Nixie already started throwing out these hard reads. I can't believe he got the power shield out in time, but won't be able to shield.
Third time's the charm. He's got it.
Yeah, HelpR giving a chuckle. When you know, when it's the Goldilocks, like this F smash is too far away. This F smash is too close. This F smash is just right.
And it's going to bringing us into Game 3 now. My question is, are we seeing the Lucario switch back? All right. And Game 3 is taking us back to Battlefield.
All right. So, Game 1, we saw that really early kill that was could even be considered like an error on Nixie's part. Like he drifted into that up smash for some reason. So if Nixie sort of plays a little bit more on the consistent side, I'd be curious to see whether HelpR can still manage to get that win. He is, of course, playing Lucario, the comeback king, you know?
Yeah, but it looks like Nixie's, warmed up, oiled, and ready to roll. And, HelpR played on Game 2 nicely, but Nixie seems to be a lot more slick. So we'll see who's able to carry momentum better into this final game of the set.
Yeah, and oof, the dash attack actually beating out whatever HelpR was trying to set up there. But Nixie, once again off stage, goes for charging that Aura Sphere at the ledge. Ooh, just enough for time to actually sweet spot. And now, once again, they're just sort of like trading back and forth. And the single hit there to down tilt, but he should be able to make it back. No, he won't.
Not against the two-frame king himself. If you didn't see those boots coming, then you didn't know you were watching Nixie. Plain and simple.
Yeah, the man is just absurd with how consistent he is with those. And you see how important it is. Now he has this lead against Lucario, and when Lucario is behind like this, he does get a little bit of a boost, but it can still be really hard for him to close out those kills. Ooh, goes for the knee, but air dodges right through it and gets back down to the ground.
Yeah, HelpR's more than aware of all the kill options at Nixie's disposal, but if Nick's not watching out, he's going to be catching those hands too. 61% on HelpR as we move into the final stocks, but it's going to be cleaned up real quick. Knee confirms Nixie moving on as HelpR is going to be occupying the losers bracket.
Yeah, but really strong showing from HelpR.
I love seeing this Lucario. It's so goofy.